Hi, this is Kamal. I am co-founder at AccelerateAI. I want to welcome you all as part of this conversation. We are going to talk about another package on automated EDA, exploratory data analysis. This time we're going to cover SweetViz. If you have looked into our previous videos, you would have seen that we have already covered some of the other libraries such as data prep, pandas profiling, detail, and logs. Now, in that series, another one where we'll be focusing on SweetViz. When we look at data science as a problem, just to give a quick premise, you have a problem statement, then you have some data sets in different formats coming from different sources, and then we have the cross-industry standard process for data mining, the typical data science process, and then we get onto the outcomes. In this, the most crucial part of the data science process is data understanding and data preparation, which is where it becomes extremely intensive to see how we can automate some of the activities, how we can get maximum benefit out of it, because it covers almost 80% of the entire effort in the journey. Answer to this is to some way using automated exploratory data analysis, as you would have seen in our previous talks about different libraries. As part of this, we will cover SweetViz, but the benefits are threefold, right? One is faster and quicker exploratory data analysis, the value to quickly get some analysis charts. That's one. Second, of course, it internally, in turn, saves a lot of time and effort as part of that activity. And third, it gives you a lot of quick reflection on the statistical inferences, where we focus on correlation, interactions between variables, where is the missing values, duplicates, and so on. If you look at SweetViz, there are 2 to 3 key aspects of it. One is about in-depth analysis of the exploratory data analysis component, where like some of the other libraries, you would see the summary statistics, you would see the target analysis that you can perform. There is a visualization and comparison part of it. There are mixed type associations and type interfaces. We will see that in our demo shortly. Then the second, it also has an integration with Jupyter, Google Colab, and other notebooks that makes it extremely seamless and quickly to use it. Third is about, it also gives you an instant report. You can save it as an output format in HTML, whatever, and then you'll be able to drive that across and then walk through to your customers, to your stakeholders. So if you look at it, we'll go through the demo, but this is how the overall display of the reports that looks like. It also gives you the trend, test, data set comparison. If you hit on associations, you'll be able to get some of the details about in a heat map based on the interaction of different variables featured associated with that particular data frame. Now let's quickly get on to the SweetViz demo. Here also, for our similar representation, we are using loan prediction data set from Kaggle as an example, and we'll be using that for this analysis as well. So just to summarize on the features we'll see, one is the general overview where we focus on quick insights, analysis, some of the association, interaction between the variables, the correlation, whether it is in different charts, those things, what are categorical, what are numerical, what are text variables, all of these, we easily get it in 1 or 2 lines of code that we will see. Then you also have a comparison between train and test. We have also seen it in the past. Some of the other libraries offer that. SweetViz also provides that. When to use, if you look at, yes, when you need some quick insights about an unknown data set like any other libraries, this also comes up with a similar feature and capability. You can use this as a base of your initial analysis, and then you have to do and perform your EDA on top of it. Obviously, this is not the solution, but it will help you save some effort in your initial analysis. So when you look at it, as usual, you can have the pandas imported. Then if you are not having SweetViz installed on your environment, you can do pip install SweetViz. You can add to your requirements.txt file so that that exists and gets installed and configured. Then you can do import SweetViz as SV to get this in your environment. Then here we have taken the loan eligible data set, the train data set, the test data set, and then we start looking into analyze. The first portion is analyze. And when we say analyze, analysis report SV, that's a component of import SweetViz that we have taken as SP. So SP dot analyze. And then in the parenthesis, we are invoking the data frame. The moment we do that, it gives a report when we invoke so underscore netbook. If you do so underscore HTML and invoke that, then it will generate a separate report named particular file name dot HTML as that. But if you want to show within the notebook, then with some parameters, you'll be able to see this. If you click on associations, it will give you the association of various variables, kind of a heat map structure, how they are correlated. Here, as you would see, application income, loan amount, application income is linked to your loan amount, and loan amount is linked to your application income very strongly. Others are very not that much correlated. And there is no negative correlation among these variables. So this gives a quick snapshot of that in consideration. If you don't want to look at association, you can click and go back to the previous analysis where it talks about the specific feature-wise analysis. If you would see, it gives you some of the representation, like the other libraries that it provides, representation of the data and how all the features look like, right? Then we go to SV.analyze, but you take the consider the scenario of one particular value as a target feature. Here we know what is our target feature, which is loan status, and then we mention that as in our parameter. And if we try to execute that, then it gets computed, and then we say show notebook. And then it gives us a similar kind of representation here, more pointed towards loan status as the target. And with that target in context, how are other variables behaving? Again, you can do the association also there and then look into it. But what it does is, it looks into one of the target feature and then compares that with all other values, how they are behaving with regards to target. So this is a very key aspect of correlation and analysis that it provides. Then we quickly get on to compare. Compare, you have seen that in trend test in other libraries also. Here also it gives a very quick analysis of this, and it displays the output accordingly. When you use this and then do a show notebook, every time we have to do a show notebook so that we can see the output in the notebook itself. You want to save it as a HTML accordingly, you can use a different command that we have seen above. So here you can compare between train and test. If you want to see how these are represented, it will give you based on different colors. So for example, blue is the color for the train data set and the orange color is for the test data frame. And that's how it shows for all the variables. And then when you click on the association, you can see that for train, you can also see that for test to get a pulse of how these are defined. And the pattern is curtailing within this data frames. Then there is something called as compare underscore intra. Now you have to use this when you want to compare two different populations within the same data set. And this is also a very useful report, especially when you couple that with your target analysis, right? So that's what it provides. If you look at a separate report, then separate report also can be looked into. This is a separate report that it gives. If you click on association, obviously it performs association in this way. It's the same thing, but it's just about SweetViz dot underscore report dot HTML. You click on this, and then that gets moved out of your display arena, and the canvas probably talks about a lot of these things. The moment you click on this, then you'll be able to see a lot of things here, the most frequent values, smallest values, the largest values. So a lot of these analysis, the numerical associations, categorical associations, a lot of these things are analyzed and displayed on the right hand side the moment you select on that particular feature. right? And then if you want to do associations, obviously it performs the association related heat map here. So that's about it. If you look at and summarize the interpretation of it, we talked about 4 or 5 key areas. One, about the summary statistics. It gives you the data types, unique values, missing values, duplicates, most frequent, all of that, as you have seen. It also performs the target analysis, indicates how the target feature is relating to other features within that data set or data frame, right? Third, we have seen the visualization and the comparison between train and test data set, the interset characteristics that you can see, which are clearly visible on the report that SweetViz generated. Then fourth, the mixed type associations, which means you have also seen some of the integration association for the numerical ones with the Pearson correlation and all that it provides. Then type interface also automatically detects numerical, categorical, and text features. And that's there in the summary of on top of that. So that's pretty much it. I think it's a very simple one. Yes, you'll have to use it in a smaller data set, may not be that strong. So you can for a large data set. So probably you have to take a subset of it and then analyze. It probably is more helpful when we take this and actionize it, because if we know the missing values, some of the duplicates, we can actionize quickly as part of this analysis. But the fast aspect of it is it speeds up the initial analysis of the unknown data set, which gives us a great reflection of how we can quickly save some effort in our EDA process. Hope you have liked this. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, please, and comments or feedback, please add in the comments below. Thank you so much.